I get so frustrated with him, bro, when he just says the most ridiculous freaking things, bro.
And we know it's not a work. Does he do it on purpose just to get you, just to get your go?
Get my go, bro.
Is there anything you'd like to plug for these pathetic losers, especially Mike Durband, who will be listening to this, shaking his head the whole time?
He did make a good point, and I was laughing about this because I'm trying to catch up on Get My Go. Mike Durband made a great point. How could you have a watch-along, and the watch-along be shorter than the show you're watching?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
So many people have said that about him throughout the years with Mick Foley. He's one of probably the top 10, 15 people I'd love to interview on the show, but he's a little too big time for us to ever. If it ever could happen, it would be amazing.
If I ever see him
famous and rich, Tim, and get to meet Mick Foley, get us a hookup on the show with them.
Next one's from Preston Sharp. Subject is Buff Bagwell versus Scott Steiner. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My question for this week is about Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell there, man. In 1998, Bagwell and Steiner formed a double act within the NWO, and it was awesome. Most other gimmicks were shit compared to stuff there, man. Buff was such a great heel, he would pump his butt right there, right there. He'd be putting it on him. This is bad. This is a very poorly constructed email.
All right, let me
I'm telling you there, man. Wow, I'm telling you there, man. It was like a snowball, and to me, there was some great authenticity. I think it means authenticity to the angle. Both in great shape too, but it seems sometimes like they had facial hair on their chest. Man, there, man. That's literally what the sentence says. Man, there, man. The best double acts in Zeus and the Genius. So to my question, my great good friends, word online is that early 99 Buff and Steiner started to fall out behind the scenes, leading to a backstage blow-up, and Steiner working really, really stiff on Bagwell and Slamboree 99. I was hoping some guys could cast some light on this. I hope this week's show does 32 million downloads. HFCE for life.
Here's the other thing I have to laugh at. This guy actually was in the military. He was at war in fucking Iran or Iraq. I can't remember. Like, he's seen some shit. Yet the thing that's stressing him out is us making fun of his wrestling reviews. Like, people tried to blow him up and kill him. But what the thing that's driving him nuts is the fact that we don't like his fucking AEW talk. It's unbelievable.
Brandon Cutler comes in and he asks what he's doing in there. Luchasaurus says, don't we have a match like tomorrow or next week? And Brandon says, you scared? There's going to be a dragon there. Luchasaurus said, no, there's not. Dragons don't exist. Brandon says, you scared, Fossil? Luchasaurus said, no, you didn't. Brandon Cutler said, I said it, old man. And Luchasaurus said, I'm the only one who can say that. It's on now. So they're going to battle it out on Dark. So we'll see how that goes.
I will fucking find you and that'll be the end.
I love this clip, man.
Stop bothering Vince. You understand me. You fucking children.
Oh my God. I love that clip. Mike, thank you, bro.
Yo, we're back with episode number 36 of Get My Go. What it do? Boom.
What's happening?
It's Susie. Hello.
First things first, we're going to get to the shout-outs.
Yeah.
If I'm not all caught up on the shout-outs, you're just going to have to let it go, but I'll catch up to them because we're keeping it 1 thou out. Boom.
All right. I am joined by a very small group this time. I have Joe Feeney and the Aussie Guy with me. What's going on, Dean?
I'm good, mate. It's good to be here again. I always appreciate you guys having me back on, and let's have some fun.
Yes.
It's what podcasting's all about. It's fun.
Yeah.
We're doing it the right way.
Mm-hmm. So we are doing Cheap Heat and Cheap Pops number 499.
Wow.
I cannot believe that this fucking guy puts out that many episodes. I mean, you know what, though? The last, let's say, 75 or 100, the majority of them are Sunny Salem. So shout out to Sunny Salem. You are the workhorse of this feed. You're being taken advantage of. So she knows.
Thunder Bay Bomber.
All right, so this was a watch along of, I think it was September 30th, 1996, Nitro. It features Johnny Podcasting and Brother Martin. And this one is not as bad as the last one we did, but it's almost as bad. So,
how long was this episode? Do you know?
Oh, yeah. Good question, Joe. This episode was, I'm going to look it up.
I think it was like a minute or an hour. I'm starting to get tired. An hour, 9 minutes, which is impossible to do a watch along in that amount of time for a 2-hour show. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, they call this the worst Nitro episode ever.
The Chadster would take hardcore offense to that. He gets so pissed off. This is the hottest period in history. What are you talking about?
So they did this episode. They did the entire episode with an intro, an ending, in 1 hour and 8 minutes. Now, I don't know how long Nitro was back then. Was it? Sometimes it was 90 minutes.
It was 2 hours.
Was it 2 hours at this point?
Yeah, it went up to 3, like at the beginning of '98 or something like that. But
okay, so
well, what about the sponsors? Where did they fit those in?
Dean, I know your favorite part of these watch-alongs John does is his little disclaimer before they start.
Yes. The copyright doesn't want any copyright infringement by listening along on a watch along, which is already a great idea. So yes, I do love these.
So if you want to follow along live with us, go to September 30th, 1996, WCW Monday Nitro, and that's on the WWE Network. So this is their content. They own it. If you hear it at all in the background a little bit, just know WWE owns all rights to the content that we're going to be talking about tonight. You might hear little glimpses of, but
you might hear glimpses.
Yeah, that's interesting.
On live, just go right on over there, check it out. Chris, you ready to roll, buddy?
I'm ready to rock and roll, and Nick Patrick, you better watch out because I'm in the mood tonight.
All right, well, let's get rolling into a little Nitro tonight. And Chris, you always got to give us the countdown.
All right, ladies.
Chad, this is for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to count down from 6, okay? Like, don't you judge me like we're doing 6 tonight. 6,
all right.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Wow, that was kind of lame. I thought he was going to do the Dusty impression.
They never say press play.
Well, what's the point? You can't watch along. Yeah. You cannot watch along. It's impossible.
You can't, but even though we've told them for weeks now and months, it's impossible to watch along and listen to their show because it doesn't match up because they use a program which
truncates silence, and you can pick how many seconds. If it's dead air for 5 seconds or something, it'll,
Yeah.
But and somehow no one's pointed out yet that these don't sync up with the actual show, other than us. I don't understand why none of his 195,000 listeners don't give him a shout.
So yeah, here we're a few minutes into the episode, and then one of them got off sync, and they're going to try and catch up. So here we go.
What's your timestamp, Chris? Just so everybody knows where we're at.
5:12 right now.
All right, so we're at 5:12, folks.
Oh my God, the tag team champions.
Nobody's watching along with you, John.
Possible.
Nobody would want to, number one, and number two, even if there was some pathetic individual that would listen to this and they actually like you and they want to follow along, they cannot do it.
Well, the timestamp 5 minutes 12. They're 7 minutes into the podcast, and they did a 5-minute intro. So, right there, you just look at your timestamps and you figured it out.
Yeah. Joe, you just mentioned Tony Schiavone.
Yes.
Would you say that Tony Schiavone is the American dream?
I don't. In what? No.
In any facet of life.
What context?
Yeah. Well, apparently someone does think that.
Oh God! And like Tony Schiavone, he's the definition of the American dream, hands down. You cannot argue with that. And he's the definition of a man that loves his family and does whatever it takes to make sure they're taken care of. And you
took in.
He does whatever it takes to make sure they're taken care of.
The Brother Martin spin-off has to be Took in the Piss. But I've actually forgot the original thing that jumped out of me. Oh, that's right. Brother Martin and the obsession, like, he loves his kids and loves his family. Like, that's so important to Brother Martin. I wonder if it's a guilt thing.
Yeah,
probably.
Dean, pick one, please.
Let's go Juventoot Guerrero. I think you've made a typo because I think we all know it's Juventoot Guerrero, but you've written Juventoot Guerrero, so that's.
I wonder why I did that.
confuse the Public Enemy with having a match of the year candidate, and this is definitely not anything different in this match. They're taking on Juventoot Guerrero and this guy in the red suit. Juventoot Guerrero.
This is Juventoot.
Yeah, he's a train gimmick. Toot, toot.
Juventoot Guerrero and this guy in the red suit, the other luchador there.
Oh my god.
Eddie's cousin, Eddie's unknown cousin, Juventoot Guerrero. Yeah. And he fucking hates the Public Enemy, doesn't he?
Oh, he hates him. Yeah.
Very strange.
Yeah. Do we have any Public Enemy on this one? No.
Yeah, well, you might not have it there, but when they said earlier, here comes the tag champs.
Oh, yeah.
This was Public Enemy is like one and only episode as tag team champions.
Yeah. Speaking of tag teams.
Uh-oh.
Every Get My Go listener will know who Brian Knobs is. If we make a Brian Knobs reference, obviously, I think Husey came up with that one, but it's in reference to someone's wife.
Don't you say nothing mean.
Yeah. And then you have the Nasty Boys just making this awful shit even worse. You have what's the blonde one's name? Knobs. Knobs is walking around with a whole food tray, eating it, just stuffing his face. Oh, this is bad.
I was hoping to hear Martin's reaction. I wanted to hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard a few more of those since. They're really good.
Yeah. All right, Joe.
We're gonna go with Aubrey Edwards.
Really funny page called That's Our Mongo, which is the one that's parodies the Steve McMichael's biggest botches and flubs. It's like they only have 2 referees in this whole fucking show tonight, man. You got Molestache and Nick Patrick, and that's it.
Where is Aubrey Edwards at?
I don't even know if Aubrey Edwards is born at this time.
She's phenomenal, by the way. I think she's the best female ref in the world.
She's not bad. She's getting better. She takes a little bit away sometimes, in my opinion, from the rest of the match. Like tries to kind of get her spots in, but hey, it is what it is. Definitely talented in a lot of other things that she does, though. And I like I said, I like the synergy that her and Shivani have together on that podcast. I think she does a really good job.
Oh, wait. Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's the #1 female referee being that there's like 3.
Yeah.
And she's very skilled in all the other things that she does. I don't know what he's talking about. She referees
what else does she do?
Podcasts. It's not a very lengthy list.
John loves saying molestache. That's his favorite gag that he tells, and he'll keep saying molestache until someone laughs. And Brother Martin just shoehorning his Aubrey Edwards opinion in there. Where was she 22 years ago or 23 years ago?
Why would you even say that? Like what fucking. Oh, man.
I hope he doesn't follow her on Twitter. He gets in trouble for that kind of thing.
Yeah. You mentioned a mullet stash. Here is one I have entitled Skullet.
Oh, my Lord, bro. What is that? God bless him to put that out there. Bro, he's got, if you see the video, he's still rocking the long hair, but he doesn't have any hair in the top. He's rocking a skullet.
Oh, my God.
Straight skullet action, man. Like thinning hair skullet too.
Straight up, I mean, good for him, but his manager Teddy
Look
Long.
into the camera right now, Chris. Look into the camera right now. That I'm
been right there,
folks. Go and somebody out there give Jim Powers $50. He'll do a cameo for you. He'll shout out your kids, your grandkids.
What did Jim Powers ever do to this guy? Holy shit!
John should not be making fun of anybody's hairstyle.
No, and
we've established that.
Brother Martin I think when John showed him the photo, is that Brother Martin looking into the future? Because he's pretty damn close to a skullet.
He hammered home that skullet term like he had just thought of it, and it's not like 25 years old and wasn't that funny when it originated.
Speaking of hair, Joe, I know you've read Bret Hart's book.
Yes, I have. Absolutely.
And Bret Hart was famous for pouring a bottle of water in his hair right before he went out, right?
Yes.
Is that what they use? They use water.
Yeah, well, it depends on the guy, but yeah, water, like Reigns would probably, that whatnot.
Is there anything else you think they might use in their hair before they go out for the match?
Not if you're just a long-haired dude. If you have it set up a certain way, there's probably product or shit like that. Or if you want to be the honky-tonk man and go back to the 50s style, you Vaseline it up. I don't know if you knew that one, but
do you think they'd ever put baby oil in their hair?
No, because the guys try not to use that too much because it's so fucking slippery, and you could hurt someone or be hurt in the ring. They'd be slide right off you.
Yeah.
Well, with all that fucking baby oil in his hair, I mean, come on.
Baby oil, one of the many secrets of wrestlers.
Yeah, douse yourself up in baby oil so everybody slides off you and you get that nice wet look in your hair.
Don't do it.
I don't know that they put. I'm gonna, it'd be nice if somebody could write in a email to Keep It at 100 and ask if anybody puts baby oil in their hair.
It would work.
If they ever doused themselves in baby oil. Let's all dive in the baby oil before we go wrestle.
All right, Dean, pick one.
Epic stutter.
Oh yeah, this one's not long, but it's a good one.
I love Brother Martin's stutter.
Yeah, this one's like a double. He stutters, and then he says something, and then he stutters again.
Me neither. I don't. Because apparently.
I love it, man. I'm not making fun of him. I just love hearing it.
It's always a great time that he does it, and it's. I've said it before. His stutter has a better sense of humor than he does.
Yeah, Joe, if you would,
I will pick. I was covering it for a.
Oh.
I didn't get it the first time. I didn't give it a fair chance. I was covering it for a website that night. When you have to cover things live, you don't always get a chance to enjoy them, the way that you do if you just sit back and watch it. So I remember saying, because me and Brad did a show on it the first time, I really didn't like it. We kind of trashed on it a little bit. And I think it was because I wasn't able to pay attention to it as good because I was trying to keep up with it and put, the notes in so I could post it for each match. And then the second time I watched it, it was just that fucking good. And I saw exactly what other people were saying, how great it was. It was so funny.
My favorite match.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's hilarious. So you didn't pay attention to what you were covering for a website.
They were talking about that Stadium Stampede that AEW did.
It's easy, obviously, because we've got 37 episodes, and counting out of the show. But it's easy to make fun of John and to trash some of the things that he's done or tried because they weren't successful. But honestly, like as a columnist, he's worse than he is as a podcaster.
Yes.
So I'll put it that way.
He struggles with the English language, speaking it and writing it. He doesn't understand punctuation or grammar. But this
just
is
words in general.
Yeah, just words. Yeah. All right. This next one. You guys know the story of Hulk Hogan's theme songs, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So he had Eye of the Tiger. And then what did he have next?
It was like a piano thing, like rock.
Okay, yeah. After that, then. And
it just goes, Hulk. Real American, right?
Yeah. Do you know where they got Real American from?
Yeah, they played it for Rotunda and Wyndham. It was originally their entrance music. And their team had something to do with America. I forget what it was, what they were called.
Yeah, you're right.
And another fun fact with the U.S. Express with VK Wall Street here. Vince McMahon took the U.S. Express theme song and gave it to Hulk Hogan. So
Real American?
Yep. Real American.
Shit.
That was the U.S. Express's original theme song. And the theme song, okay. First, Hogan had the Eye of the Tiger, then the theme for the Eye of the Tiger, then the theme for the Hulk Hogan cartoon. That was his second theme, and then his third theme was the Real American. So. Some Hogan facts for you, ladies.
I never knew that. As big of a fan of Hogan as I am, I never even knew that shit. This match is so fucking boring, folks.
That's classic Wangland at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. This is so boring. Fuck this shit.
Hate every minute of this.
So John didn't know that. Interesting. John did a kind of a compliment sandwich at the end there. Here is a full compliment sandwich for Rick Steiner.
Can believe that this is the fucking main event that they're going to put on for a show, even at this point in time when you have the hottest angle in wrestling being the NWO, and this is what you're putting out there as your main event. Rick Steiner, love Rick, amazing tag competitor, but Rick Steiner, the dog-faced fucking gremlin, is out here in the main event right now against Chris Benoit, and this is a young Chris Benoit here as he's just starting.
Yeah, like so. And furthermore,
reasonable.
Yeah, it seems reasonable. And furthermore, it's September. NWO has only been around for 3 months or so. So you might want to try to get the people to pay to see them wrestle on pay-per-view, maybe. So they weren't putting Nash or Hall in the main event every week like they did later. So, I mean, what do you want? What do you want? Hogan versus Flair or Hogan versus Savage on free TV? Of course they didn't do that. And Steiner versus Benoit, that is a main event in any arena in the country, damn it.
Well, we got a few clips left. Do you guys see anybody on here that might be considered underrated by the Cheap Heat and Cheap Pops crew?
Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, they think she's underrated.
Oh, still? Oh, my God.
No, this is about something else.
Was in his feud with Ray at this point. I'm kind of surprised Alex picked that up.
Hell yeah. And speaking of hot foxes, we got one on our screen right now.
Oh, Miss Elizabeth. Oh, yeah.
God rest her soul. She was the first lady of pro wrestling. And for like the people out there that aren't too familiar with her, we encourage you to check out from WrestleMania 4 through WrestleMania 5. And like the feud between like the Macho Man and Hogan and her, she came out of her shell during that feud, and you could truly see what she was capable of. And it just showed how special of a talent she really, really was. When like the mega powers exploded, oh man.
Who's not familiar with Elizabeth? Like, come on, man. Who would listen to their show but is not familiar with Miss Elizabeth?
Right.
And it's interesting we said that on the show last week on Get My Go. We said that. We know Brother Martin listens. I think we educated him.
Impossible.
All right, Dean.
All right. Let's go Hugh Morris.
Well, speaking of odd, here comes the one and only Hugh Morris is coming out.
That's very humorous for you to say.
Well, if he's, on his game.
Damn it. I was going to go. Gee, I wonder if they're going to do any humorous references.
Yeah.
Very humorous for you to say.
Well, if he's, on his game tonight, he's going to hit his finisher maybe. And that's that awesome moonsault for a 300-pound gargantuan such as Hugh Morris called the no laughing matter, because it's not humorous, his finishing move.
Is that the da-dum-chish from Get My Go? That just sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, he did it. He did it on his own. So
he is a robot.
Yeah. The next one's called Mike Rotunda.
He's facing VK Wall Street. And for many people that don't know who VK Wall Street is, he is the former IRS. Mr. Mike Rotunda, better known as being the father for Bo Dallas and for the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. And you're thinking to yourself, Jesus Christ, the genetics for him to make something like that, like with those two talented kids, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong.
I mean, first off, he's repeating the Rotunda stuff about who he's the father of, and it's really not that interesting. Randy Orton's dad had Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Rocky Johnson, his son was The Rock. It happens a lot.
Not many are known for it, though. He's known for being the father.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he ever did.
All right, Joe, pick one.
Oh, fuck it, man. Brad Armstrong.
Well,
So,
you want to talk about greatness here. Here comes the one and only Brad Armstrong.
And which I'm not being a smart ass, ladies and gentlemen, but many people, and not just me and John, but many people, they consider Brad Armstrong one of the greatest wrestlers in history. I kid you not.
Yeah, and anybody that's listened to our WCW shows over the last few weeks since we reformed this and started doing this again knows how we feel about Brad Armstrong. So if you've been listening since we started this bag up again, you'll definitely know we've always been big Brad Armstrong marks.
Why does he think people will think he's a smartass for saying that?
I don't know, but two things. One, there's really no need to say ladies and gentlemen on this show, because there's no way that a female has ever listened to that show, and I'm not being a smartass.
Rotunda.
And furthermore, Brad Armstrong, everyone knows, was good. He was a great worker. A lot of his fellow wrestlers, had some great compliments to say about him when he passed, but greatest of all time out of thousands and thousands of wrestlers, I'm sorry, I don't think so, and I don't think many other people do.
Yeah.
And I think what Martin's referencing is probably like when Pritchard and Bischoff and that have spoken on their podcasts about it. The people with insight that say he just didn't have it when the red light went on. He was amazing backstage and he was a great worker, but when the red light came on, he didn't have it. That's the story you're referencing, Martin, and you really got it wrong.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know about Elizabeth, come on. Well, here's another one of those. Dean Malenko, you'd think that everybody knows who Dean Malenko is, right?
I'd say so.
Yeah. Well.
Well.
Dean Malenko, one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time and one of the greatest technical wrestlers in the history of the business. He is not mentioned nearly enough when it comes to the all-time greats. Do you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. Dean Malenko is just one of the greatest ever in the ring that most people don't even know about, especially fans, that have just been starting to watch wrestling within the last 5 to 10 years.
Most people don't even know about.
Once again, I mean, I was the big Malenko fan around this time. In fact, I think 96, 97, I'd say he was my favorite wrestler because I was just switching from that, young fan mode into kind of a work rate geek, And I remember he was the number one wrestler in PWI 500 in 97 or something. I was like, oh, fucking A, my dude got number one. He was U.S. champion and all that shit. I always liked Dean. I think to this day, when he did an interview with on Conrad, I don't know if it was with Conrad or someone else, but he did it at StarCast, and he's still very, very funny. But again, no matter how good Dean is, I don't think he's on anyone's top 10. It's just the way it is. He's just, if you want the whole package, Dean was a great technician, but there's great technicians that can talk.
And most of them wouldn't even know Dean Malenko.
You wouldn't have the AEW style if it wasn't for pioneers like Dean Malenko, period. I mean, you can't say that I'm wrong about that because, he's one of those guys like that laid the groundwork for wrestlers like Kenny, for people like John Moxley. I mean, there's so many others.
Paved the way for John Moxley. We know Dean Malenko is known for his hardcore style, pulling out those baseball bats and barbed wire. He loves that shit.
You're exactly right, Dean. I was going to say he paved the way for AEW because do you remember that night in 96 when Dean Malenko did the coffin drop to the floor? Yeah. Or his variety of 450 and Phoenix splashes and whatnot. Sorry, I mean, you could say Ray, you could say the Hardys, you could say, guys of that ilk that did a lot more daredevil shit, but Malenko? Who wrestles like Malenko today in AEW?
Miss Elizabeth is a hot fox. Here's one about Deborah McMichael.
Steve Mongo McMichael's constantly talking about Ric Flair's penis. No wonder Deborah left him. Deborah, she was a stone cold fox back then.
Oh, she was beautiful. She still is to this day, actually.
Oh, yeah, she is. And how Mongo and Steve Austin screwed that up, I have no clue.
How they screwed it up? Who said they screwed it up?
First off, he didn't even note the irony in his own statement that Deborah is a stone cold fox. He didn't even notice. I mean, and oh god,
the way John describes women is just so camp as well. Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, I would really give it to her. You know what I mean?
I'll show her who's the man.
I got to get clean now in a little bit here because I got to show my wife who the man is.
Yeah.
All right, here's the last clip. This is about the dancing fool, Alex Wright.
And you got the dancing fool right here, Mr. Alex Wright, before he chopped his hair off to become
Hey. God darn it now with that. You need to give Alex Wright a proper entrance with his proper nickname now. Come on. He is Das Wunderkind Alex Wright.
God, John sounds so Kemp. We'll use the word Kemp.
I think it's always a good one, a good way of dancing around it.
Yeah.
I think if I polled 10 pro wrestling fans that watched during the 90s and said, Malenko versus Alex Wright, you think it's going to be any good? Everyone's going to go, oh, yeah, that'll probably be good. No one is going to be surprised that those two can put together a good match. Just lack of depth of knowledge as usual.
Das Wunderkind is another one of those. The the hard work Bobby Walker and Blood Runs Cold. It's John.
Suckers got to know.
Suckers got to know. It's the same shit over and over, and it's never funny. But he thinks it's an ongoing joke. and he thinks it's great. It's not.
It's just
really isn't.
ongoing joke, but it's only between two people and maybe us, but we don't find it funny.
But they're also John's like inside jokes with Richie from when he did it before, so Martin doesn't understand any of them. So he's trying to educate Martin on all the hard work, Bobby Walker, and all that.
Yeah, why isn't Richie on these? I thought Richie was going to come back.
He hasn't been on in weeks.
Yeah,
the brand new AEW review show. I think they did 2 episodes.
Yeah,
they stopped. Classic John.
I said this before on another recording, but and people told me a couple of weeks after we did that, episode 00, that Richie was back talking to John and they're basically buddies again. And I always thought, like, if you come at me like Richie came at John and divulging secrets that and like really shitting on you, like obviously the things John has thrown in my direction, especially the one racist video, was enough for me to go, we're done. Like, there's no chance that we're ever going to be cool again because of that. So you would think John would do the same thing with Richie, but it's always like, forgive. He's so desperate to have friends that you can say whatever you want about him and he'll take you back. And as far as Richie, he outed the guy for all the crooked shit and suspicions that he had about him. And he tried to team up with him and it wasn't successful. It wasn't successful in any way. I know he might be like, I don't care about downloads, but it wasn't successful for downloads. It wasn't successful for just like a cult audience that really enjoyed it. Like, it was terrible to the point where there's all these episodes mocking the network, right? But Richie went back to what he already knew was a bad situation. And I don't understand that at all. And, again, it might be, turn the other cheek and forgive and forget. If that's the case, fine. But you would have done a lot better on your own, dude. My opinion.
Yeah, and like back when I was on there and I came up with the football show idea, it was just, I don't care about downloads or who's listening. I don't have anyone to talk NFL with, generally. So it was, a couple of guys every week to talk NFL with, and we turned it into a podcast. But the problem is the more I did podcasts with John, you get so bored and he rambles on and on for minutes at a time. Yeah. And I don't know if that's the case with Richie, where he just went back and started doing podcasts with him again and just went, oh God, I can't actually do this. So.
Yeah. I'd like to hear him and Chris Martin on the same show. There's no love lost there. So
yeah, I think they did one show after Richie came back.
They did?
I think so. Or maybe it was Martin with Corey Ryan. Maybe they only did one show together, but I think it was
there's a review show with Martin and Corey Ryan. That's where Corey went off on they all went off on the Shaq thing, and they hate celebrities coming into their wrestling.
Oh yeah. Corey was really like offended that Shaq was on TV.
Who's Corey Ryan?
Yeah, shout out to Corey Ryan.
Yeah,
he might be a regular listener. This shit's funny.
Mm-hmm. I reckon he's tuned in.
I'm so exhausted right now, man. Just doing this stuff makes me so sleepy.
Yeah, that's why I had a second cup of coffee. I'm supposed to go out like right after we're done, and I might try to pass off the old. Hey, let me just lay down for an hour.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right, Dean. I'm so out of it, man.
He's losing.
So out of it.
Yeah. You're like Raven in the last 5 minutes of the Raven effect.
To let you guys in on a secret, we did 2 shows today. We did a Fig Life video watch along, which went very long, and then we squeezed this in afterward. It's very exhausting. So we hope you enjoy this. We hope you guys enjoy this. One person we want to shout out is Jeff Yapunsich.
Yeah, Jeff is a terrific. He's the great good man and my friend and a loyal listener.
Yes, he has been very generous to us, and we thank his contributions. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jeff. All right, Dean, I know by now we can find you on Twitter at that sussy guy. Just imagine that Aussie guy and put an S on there, mate.
There you go.
Let's put an S where the A should be, Mike. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a great little catchphrase, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And you know what? I think this is going to drop before the Fig Life. So, Dean, tell us about the Rad Royal Rumble week or whatever it's called.
I think it's just Rad Rumble. Rob's got 7 days of content leading into the Royal Rumble, and I'm on day one. I believe he's putting me day one. We did a 1999 Royal Rumble watch along, and yeah, I stuffed a lot of Get My Go references into the Royal Rumble. And then I'm pretty sure, look, I don't know how much is going to get released on the podcast, but once the Rumble's over, we probably go in a little bit more in depth onto a bit of more Get My Go talk. So, yeah, it will be a good one for Get My Go fans, I think.
Nice. And yeah, that Rob, he's really increased his rad workload.
He's been expanding his rad workload as he now does some stuff with the Hameen Media Group as well.
Rad workload.
We're all cross pollinating. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, and then just dumping the heat and pressure on me. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah, just throw.
I don't think I got kazooed though, unless Mike cut it before the kazoo. But
no, I don't.
Did I get kazooed?
No,
I don't think so. Just you and not you. Just Rob and the Chadster.
Chadster and the Radster.
I like Hambone getting like doctors on a chin. Wait a minute, who?
Yeah. Dude, Hambone has. Let me tell you all who Hambone has on this week. We'll plug Hambone. This week on the Hambone Show, you can hear wellness coach and business professional Denise Shamlian. You can check her out. All right, Joe, tell us about your plugs.
Well, you can hear me every Thursday on Keeping It 100 with Conan. You can hear the K100 Rehash Show. That is my little baby, my project. That comes out every Monday on the same feed there, man. You can hear me every Monday as well on the Raven Effect on MLW Radio. If you're a subscriber to the Creative Control feed, God bless you. I've been putting out just best of episodes for like 6 months. But hey, the show still exists, sort of. And at the Creative Control Network on Twitter, you can keep updated on everyone's shows that are with us or affiliated with us. Francine, Shane Helms, Kevin Sullivan, Mike Durbin, Husey, the Four Sportsmen, Pat McNeil, and Jim Valley for Way Back Playback when Jim is back and well enough to do it. And honorable mention with Shane Hagedorn and Jeff Schwartz. Is there anybody I forgot? Do you want me to plug?
Fuck no.
Do you want to plug?
Not a chance. They'll never be mentioned.
Just beat me.
I just want to say, plug your Pro Wrestling Tees store. You're welcome, by the way, Joe.
Did you buy?
Yeah, I bought a shirt. Yeah.
Oh, I think I did. Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Oh God, that's real genuine.
The receipt. no, seriously, the receipt thing comes through. I think I just forgot. But yeah, what a great compliment, right? I'll send you one on the hizzy as a thank you.
Yeah,
you get MWO.
Yeah, I got the canary yellow of the Mike Durbin show.
That's a
yes, the CCN one.
Yeah, and obviously I bought the Husey one as well.
Here's where
you're wearing now.
As Dean said, you can check out prowrestlingtees.com/CC with Joe Feeney. If you check my show notes, you'll see an Amazon wish list there, and I certainly like to receive presents. So check that out as well if you feel like it. I'm just riffing here because I can't remember if I forgot somebody.
No, you didn't.
Your OnlyFans?
I always forget somebody. Let's see.
Nothing?
No. It's Husey. Hello. Don't forget about that. My OnlyFans at /JoJo the Bear, which I appreciate way more than my former nickname.
Philly Bear.
The Philly Bear. And Taskmaster Talks with Kevin Sullivan, I think I said. But anyway. Yeah, we are out of the plugs, folks.
Yeah, and you can check out the Mike Durbin show. I just had my first singer of my first real band. The singer's name is Gemmo the Icon.
His guest is Gemmo the Icon. Actually, is Mike Durbin's guest.
Wait, what minute? You can call yourself an icon if nobody knows who you are. Gemmo the Icon.
Gemmo the Icon.
Is he one of the Teletubbies?
And the band was Ruck LaRue. Joe mispronounced it on Keep It 100, and so did Conan. Coming up on the Mike Durbin show, I have Francine. She will be next. Francine and I did a top 5 Disney World rides segment. She was very generous with her time, and Francine will be on Get My Go very soon.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. And
she's a member of the Creative Control Network. She's obviously proven herself to be an ally with all the shit she's doing on people's shows and having them on and stuff. So go ahead and check out her Patreon as well. And they do a lot of great stuff over there, her and the Chadster.
Yes, check out the Chadster. And I was on, check out the new Power Generation. No, that's not what it's called.
New Generation Declassified.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Prince. Check out New Generation Declassified. That's the Chadster show, and he had me on. So that was pretty cool to be on. I've been on John Paz's show and Chad's and Francine's. So everyone loves Get My Go, and we all love you. Thank you guys so much for listening.
These guys really do make themselves. They really do just put themselves in that mark box. Like we don't need you don't need to like pick too much apart in the show, do you? Like, I mean,
they do it themselves, bro. They get hot at us for playing the clips of them talking. And we're like, bro, you guys bury yourselves every time you open your mouth just because we play the clip. We're guilty. Don't say this stupid shit, and then we wouldn't have 200 shows. It's that simple, Billy. If you don't talk like morons, we don't have a show. It's that simple. I tell these guys every week, bro, grow a brain, and this show comes to an end.
Me neither. I don't.